It was a cult classic that turned into the longest running and most successful show in Canadian history. A new documentary looking into Degrassi is getting its public premiere this weekend at TIFF.
Hi. All that stuff that happened on the show was stuff that was happening to us in real life.
I thought you said you knew how to drive.
Don't worry. My character was a virgin. I was a virgin.
Degrassi, Whatever It Takes, dives deeper into the show from its beginnings in the 80s to finding a whole new audience decades later. The movie is making its big TIFF debut on Saturday night, and we are so lucky to have the two stars of the show and the documentary here with us today. Stacie Mistysyn, who plays Caitlin Ryan, of course, and Melinda Shankar, who plays Alli Bhandari. Thank you both for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
I want to start with, we were briefly chatting about it. Just so everyone at home knows, I got to watch the documentary preview of it, and I was saying, I thought it was going to be rainbows and just a lot of fluff, but it wasn't. I even found myself crying at some parts of it. I'm wondering, for you going into this project, what was it like to relive some of those moments? I'll start with you, Stacie.
It was emotional. But it was also very validating. That's the word I would use. It was really nice and refreshing to be able to tell our experiences, because no one's really ever asked us before, you know, what it was like growing up on this show, and it was a big part of our lives. I love that there's this documentary now to really give a more in-depth look at the Degrassi world, if you will, because it's been through so many variations over the years, and there's a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, and for you, what was it like walking into this documentary, not knowing how it would turn out, but telling your truth?
It was amazing and quite reflective, because it had been 10 years almost, I think, since I had wrapped the show. And I started off as a fan of this one. And I got onto the show for like 8+ years of my formative life, my early teens. I started when I was 16 years old. And then when we wrapped, I had to discover my identity and who I was. And so to watch back as an adult is really interesting, to see almost this unconscious, young, raw actress who was just figuring it out by trial and error. And so much of me had a newfound compassion for my younger self, and so it was quite healing. But also I was like, man, I did it. Like, I stayed alive. Somehow we figured it out. So it was quite healing.
And you brought all of us viewers in with the many topics, difficult conversations you're having on the show. And we're learning in this documentary, I'm not going to give away too much, that, and we almost forget as viewers that you are living lives outside that show. And for you, Stacie, to be vulnerable and talk about some of the things that you were experiencing behind the scenes, what was it like for you to know that on the other side, viewers were connecting with you and maybe some of the challenges you were going through?
It's so nice to hear people's stories now, because you're right, we did get through, we did persevere, whatever was going on in our realities at the time. And one of the most amazing things about the show now is hearing people's stories. Like when we do appearances and we meet people that say, I grew up with the show, or I just was introduced to the show. Your show helped me with this, or it helped me get through this, or know that I wasn't alone. Like, that is so special, right? It's nice to know that, okay, well, at least if nothing else, you know, in my life, I love that I have this, that I did this, and I'm, you know, a part of that.
I remember going to math class the day after Degrassi would air. An episode would air with the next generation, and whatever topic you guys were talking about, we discussed. And I'm sorry to my math teacher, Mr. Schudner, because we took up like quite some time of his class to talk about things that your character, Alli Bhandari, was experiencing. When you signed on to the show, did you think it would get even bigger than it was?
No, I think my character wasn't supposed to stay on for as long as 8 years.
We fell in love with her.
Yeah, I think she initially was maybe supposed to be a couple episodes. And yeah, 8 years later, it was interesting, but I left high school and my hometown in Ottawa for the show. And I just remember leaving my driveway and waving bye to my mom and just like never coming back home, never going to high school again. My dance troops, my martial arts school, just left it and started a new
Wow.
fictional life. And I never went to a real high school ever again after that. So I was living my true high school time through Degrassi.
Have you guys watched the documentary?
Yeah.
Well, if anything, was there anything that surprised you or you learned from watching some of your other castmates?
Yeah. Yeah, like I didn't know about some of Miriam's backstory. It was good to hear Aubrey, AKA Drake, talk about his past too. I mean, there were things that, of course, from being from the classic cast, the
you're
older
OG,
generation,
yeah.
yes, that I didn't know about the newer generation. So it was really cool to hear those stories.
What about for you?
Yeah, vice versa. I mean, I think I mentioned it earlier, but one of the things that I appreciate is that by the time I got on it, it was a well-oiled machine. And they had paved the way for us to come in, and we had wardrobe, and we had hair and makeup people, and we didn't have to do dishes. And I feel really grateful, but also you guys brought such a real rawness that paved what is iconic about Degrassi. And this is coming from someone who was a viewer. And then when I got on it, it still kept some of that. But the classic OG-ness that you guys paved, like, yeah, I'm sure it was harder, but you guys made it possible for us all.
Yeah,
Just really good at washing dishes.
Yeah, well, better you than me, girlfriend.
There's some missing context there, but you guys at home, once you watch the documentary, you're going to understand a little bit more. My last question to you both, and Melinda, maybe I'll start with you. Degrassi was the first time I really got a glimpse of how content made in Canada could be successful in the US as well. I feel like we're always competing with the US when it comes to content here at home, but this was a project that crossed borders easily here. Why do you think that is, and what are you hoping viewers take away when they watch this documentary?
The reason I feel like Degrassi has success globally, but especially in the US, is there are so many cast members. So America's big, and there's so many different types of people there, and I think there's somebody for everybody to relate to, no matter what you're going through with your cultural background, your family background, your socioeconomic background. I think you can relate to just who knows what kind of experience you're having in school, but you might just watch the show and feel like you have a friend.
Oh, I love that.
Or that you are seeing something happen in your real school that you have some context to.
And better understand.
Yeah. So I feel like that's the main takeaway that even I took from Degrassi.
Stacie, what are fans going to take away from watching this documentary?
I think they're going to, get more insight into what it was like actually making the show. More kind of behind the scenes look.
Yeah.
And I just think they're going to love it because it talks about like from the incarnation of the show, the beginning, all the way to the end. Like it takes you right through. And it covers a lot.
Yeah, it does. I'm really excited for people to see it. You're going to laugh and you're going to cry too. Mark my words here. And we're just going to remind folks that the film premieres to the public Saturday evening at Scotiabank Theatre. Stacie and Melinda, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us.
Thank you. Thanks.